Welcome back, everybody. If you're here, I hope you know why you're here. It's time again for the State of the Canyon. We, the real we, do it every week. Here today is Friday, the 12th of August. Next try, Mike Myers. It's the 12th. The Julian calendar wins again. I've been doing, as you can see here, the pale stuff. I've been doing fake concrete, the canyon blend. I've been wrenching on stuff. The Vanimal looks like he's back into service. He has not been tested on his essentially red-catted front end. No one has driven on this, and I believe the camera is picking up the fact that it's cracked quite nicely, because generally when you put stuff like this down, what you do is you come back out after about 2 hours and you spritz it down, and then as the day goes on you spritz it down again. And I just never did that. I put this down and then I just left it. But it's not structural, and it doesn't need to hold up a real car, so I don't think it matters all that much. It was just dirt before. So there's also the equivalent chance that I'm just going to go over the top of it with something else. Topping obstacles is something I do quite frequently. If something doesn't look like it's working out, it's going to get gone over. He's pretty impressive for a man. Oh, that fender's going to hook. There we go, pull that around. Oh, come on. Okay, I think I'm succeeded in getting into a position where all four wheels are off the ground. Once again, if you're here on a Friday, I hope you brought your trunks, your swim trunks, as you are ready to dive face first into the stream of consciousness. It's not as if this is scripted. That's not how my brain works. I cannot be your lifeguard on this excursion, as I can barely be expected to take care of myself, much less other people. I cannot, the camera is basically facing north. I cannot travel too far north, as I spent a good bit of the morning lazying myself into extra labor, which was, oh, I only need to mix up like a couple bags. I don't need to fire up the mixer and get that going. Oh, hello, Mr. Wasp. Please go away. I do not like you. Oh no, do not land on me. Okay, so I didn't fire up the mixer because I was like, I only need to mix up a little, right? I don't need to get that thing going. About 3 wheelbarrows later, and I pulled out that much dirt in order to make more room for the concrete that I was mixing, the canyon blend. I don't know why I hit the T and dirt so hard. Dirt. I think I've got both of these guys set up relatively well. Them appearing together, no spoilers, will make more sense soon. The final group of round 3 of the Invitational is already run and filmed and edited and uploaded, and will be going up tomorrow. And we'll see why that is relevant here, tomorrow. I really enjoy the Friday one-way chat, because if it means only one thing, it means one camera angle, which really simplifies the edit. I really should get a sort of a graphic for the weekly. I can just reuse it. And I'm like a Final Cut Pro now, right? I've edited like 5 videos, and it's still it's 50% editing and 50% Google searching, because sometimes I'm incapable of figuring out like the hotkeys. A great number of the hotkeys from iMovie almost simply didn't carry over. Like, they call it the blade tool, formerly the crop tool, to clip a file length, and there's no contextual drag for it, and the detach audio hotkey is completely different from the old detach audio. So I keep trying to hit the old detach audio and it makes something else happen, and you know, it's a thing. But I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm getting there. If I can learn to drive these after so many years of only driving things that went fast, I can learn them. I can learn the rudimentary fundamentals of a video editing program. This guy. Uh-oh. Yeah, that, you know, the performance of it, there's a little bit of dead at tip-in on that 11-year-old Mamba Max. But other than that, once the wheels start turning, it feels great. That thing, it really does. It's responsive, it has plenty of torque, it has plenty of drag brake with that slate motor. The problem is, the pulse width sound is extreme. Like the Vanimal here, 1080. No, I'm sorry, Fusion. The Vanimal here on a Fusion. Like, the only sound coming out of this is the wicked crunch of Lexan and the tires on the blend. I've been wondering if someone could make it around this, around the outside, around this pole, and that you can see that little babby landmine slipping. I think he's gonna make it about another 2 inches forward progress, and then we're rolling out. Come on, inside tire, hold it. I mean, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So the steer angle feels like, oh, I was watching the camera. The steer angle feels like it always did, so that's good. The bad about that is that I've replicated what I had before, and the Prairie Wolf does not have a huge amount of steer angle. I've been spoiled by like things like this. The Air 44s have a good steer angle to them. Well, that's a good look at his underbits there. I think Element axles still have a bit more, but I'm not complaining about the AR-44s. Yeah, surprisingly on the side hill, I must have gotten the angle reasonably good, because the tires still want to slip off quite a bit. Now, he's a bit wider of a boy. How do I line this? I need to line this up from coming in higher. Oh, come on. So there's still, oh, I don't think he's going to be able to, I was like, I don't think he's going to be able to pull that tire up, and look what I've done now. Yeah, that seems about right. So in the continuing tide of the stream of consciousness, my intention here was to finish. I have a little section right here. It's concrete there, and it's concrete here. Well, the blend on, well, I think concrete on one side, blend on the other, and then in the middle it's just dirt. So you know what? I'm gonna have to pick this thing up. You're gonna have to come on a journey with me. So right when you get in here, we all witnessed this in round 2. Yeah, in round 2. It's so cut out under there that it's really difficult. And when I poured all of this, I went all the way over the top. So this should be usable. I want to put more in here, but I was just working with the amount of batch that I had. Comes out here to the end. I just wanted to fill this from like right about where the cinder block starts there across and just down here, which is not even a bucket's worth. And then what happens is I get completely distracted and I start doing something else. So on the way out here, I noticed that I'd overfilled the pond and the water had sunk in, and it had softened this area up pretty well. So I figured I'll rebuild out here and all down here, and basically any rock that looks excessively white and clean is a rock that's been brushed. So this is all clean and new, and I got part of this here, and now I just have that section over where the gray starts to put the bottom in. But you know, we'll get to that, because what happens is I start doing one thing, like I was driving a minute ago, and then I get distracted by my own brain and I bounce over and I start doing something else. So let's go over to where I was distracted and doing something before I was doing the thing that I got distracted doing the second time. So on the first day, I got the mixer properly going. I set most of this stuff in. I got Dry Bone Valley pretty well set in. Still needs work over, you can't see it. What's behind there, oh, that's a big finger. What's behind there is cliffy. So that needs more, but I wanted to get some of this set in. Oh, hello. Yeah, so, oh yeah, crunkle it. So the handling doesn't appear to have suffered. Oh, look at that. The handling does not appear to have suffered. He definitely did not gain any steer angle, but he didn't lose any either. This is gonna end badly. I don't know. So you can see, I think you can see the rockers on the body. There's like a little step side. I feel like the step side might have to get cut off, because that's literally what he's sitting on right now. He does land on his wheels, man, tell you what. Because he's deceptively light for how big he is. Come on. I still do wonder how capable this platform would be on Class 2 tires. I mean, as you can see there in that particular shot, that van was built for effectively Class 1s. There's really no way to run a bigger tire. You want to talk about differences in approach. Vanimal and Jake. I managed to roll him over more than I think some would, but he's tough to get there. It's like, so I've found that someone mentioned that the Jake has got the resonant frequency of tinnitus. We're pretty close, and that's true. And I think when you get to a certain age, and if you were born of a certain generation and they introduced a music thing that you could carry around with you and put tapes in it and listen to music whenever you wanted, and we all did it too loud, I think almost all of us of a certain generation have tinnitus to a degree, and I definitely have it. Sometimes in the morning, it's particularly harsh. So sometimes I feel like I'm hearing the whine of a motor or ESC that isn't making it, because I bring it with me. But Jake is loud. The question is, I can't pull him down. All right. Whoa, that was a crunkle. All right, man, you're not getting him down. We're gonna have to move him ourselves. Just hang out in the tunnel. Because every time he whines, I ask myself, is it $150 worth of wine to replace that speed control with something, modern? And at the same time, okay, I'm just getting everything stuck today. At the same time, if I replace it with some sort of Castle unit, there's no guarantee he's going to go silent, because everything I have running a Copperhead just sounds weird. Copperheads sound weird. So I'd probably end up trying a new Mamba, as I don't have one of those. I just have a bunch of Copperheads. It's an expenditure, I'm bumming on August, because I've got I've got the kit itch. I'd really like to put a kit together. I don't have remotely enough parts stowed aside for another build. I mean, I didn't know I had enough parts to build Jake. And I don't just feel like using, I only have from that big sheet, I think I mentioned in one of the updates, I only have enough aluminum left for one more chassis. So I don't know if I just want to LCG somebody or build somebody a new chassis. I don't know. The August so far has been without a project, and I kind of have my heart set on, I really want a G-made sawback. I want the leaf spring sawback because I would like to make a venture into leaf springs, you know, a half-arsed venture. I for some reason I cannot bring myself to go full RC four-wheel drive because they get you. They really get you. It's worse than how Traxxas gets you, where the kit costs $50 less than the RTR, and so far as I can tell, they're not really giving you any bonuses in the kit. But I want to build it, so I guess I would have to get the RTR, completely disassemble it, and then put it back together again. Which, you know, is a place I've been before. I mentioned in my head that when I was setting up the Vanimal with his new to him front end, which is Red Cat knuckles and drive shafts, and a little bit of whittling and working to get them to fit with the Charisma specific C-hubs, as they're clocked 90 degrees relative to like an axial C-hub. Same inner bore, you just can't fit a Charisma on an axial and an axial on a Charisma. So did the work to get the pieces to fit together, because when Mutation was being built, I kept buying stuff on clearance from the Red Cat store, the factory store. And at one point I think I had 7 drive shafts, but I've broken a couple of them because they're not super durable, let's say. But I counted up, and I think I have 5 total. So I have the 2 that I put in, and I think I have 3 extras. Yeah, because I think I started with 8. I think I had 4 complete sets, and I think I've broken 3 of them on Mutation. And then the van has broken one of his Charisma shafts. Hey, there we go. I wanted to get up here across the top. Nope. I can't tell if the screen is going dim or if I'm just going day blind. Because we are looking at, let me, oh, that was wonderful. Let me gaze here. It is 98 and about 30% relative humidity. And you know what? I'm in desert mode right now. 98 feels great. Feels so good. There's a tiny little bit of a breeze, which is helping, but I'm also not mixing concrete at the moment. Get up, crown that. Get up there and crown that rock, you van. Come on. No. Okay. I'm just gonna park. We're gonna park right there. So, I got much filming done. In the upload tomorrow, you will see an exhibition of a man's reach exceeding his grasp, in which I was digging through my desk. My desk is, I built my desk myself, and it's got like a lot of drawers. There's like 20 plus drawers in it. And then there's the 2 monitors, and then below that is my Mac, and I've got my PlayStation down there. So it's all in one. Because, you know, monitors today got a bunch of inputs. So I just switch around my inputs, and I never have to leave that desk, and I'm in a nice little corner, which is in a little alcove off the living room, so I can see the TV, and it's my happy place. And when you have that many drawers, much like how I lose things on pegboard all the time, I was digging through one of the drawers because a buddy of mine was like, hey, do you have a phone case for an old iPhone? I was like, yeah, I probably do. you know, I'm a junior hoarder. I don't throw stuff away. What if I need it later? And I dig through there to look for a case for like I think he's got an 11. And as I'm digging through there, I find my kids' old phones, which are technically mine and the wife's old phones, because that's how it works. The kids have our current old phones, and the phones before that were, you know, we pass them down. So there's an 8 and an 8 Plus in there, and I was like, I wonder if I can charge these things up and have some more cameras. And I did that. And I shot round 3, group 4 on 4 cameras. And that's a young man's game. I don't think I can do that again. The shooting of it was arduous, let's say, and the editing was even more so, particularly as I'm in the process of trying to learn the software. Oh, let me take a quick look at the did we get a look at it? We got a look. You know what? There it is. I almost fell out of my own stream. We got a look at the concrete that I did this morning, and I'll be doing more and moving more rocks and doing more concrete and getting this finished out. I still think I'm just gonna go over the top of all this with rock and mortar mix, because, like, well, you know what? I haven't really sampled that section right there. Let me tack 2 more minutes on this and run this little line right here, and then I'll bid you adieu for the day. As I stand by my assertion that the eye lies, what looks steep to your eye often to these is not, and vice versa. I did belly this out a little to try to make that ascent more difficult. And this, again, is a terrible vehicle to make course modification decisions with, as I think he's a little more capable than some others. So I'm going to continue to work on this. My brain is going to, and I apologize, I can't tell how much I was sniffling. I'm on like 3 allergy pills. It's like a histamine storm out here. I'm going to keep working this. I have the elimination round coming up. That's what's next. Elimination number 2. And then we'll go into round 4. And I have no idea what obstacle set is going to host round 4, as I don't know if Dry Bone Valley is ready. Maybe that newer part of Sleeping Giant, because it's still fresh, but I feel like there's more, it's more done. Are you gonna make that line? Are you gonna pull that? You're just bellied up on a rock. Also, the thing of the vintage Mamba Max Pro. Oh, hey. There's it doesn't have a difference between forward and reverse. It doesn't care. It's running a censored motor, but so far as I can tell, forward and reverse are both 100%. And I've got some dialed in with the controller, but she's still a punchy. Jake is still quite punchy. I mean, that's more pop than bump. Like, he could jump to the top of obstacles. So everybody, I want you to have a good weekend. I want you to go out. I want you to jump to the top of some obstacles. You know, have a good one. It's going to be blazing hot here, and I'm going to come out and drive anyway, and I'm going to try to get some more concrete done, and I'm going to try to get this place even more. I want it to be more of what it already is. I mean, like, this is my Zen garden. I could spend all day out here if it didn't get up to 110. So again, for the first time, I thank you for watching. I hope you all have a good one. And we all, the royal we, the cumulative us, genuinely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Comment below. I love to read comments.